Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe.
Welcome back, darlings. I'm TV host, entertainment journalist Cognac Wellerlane, and we are just about to see an interview that I did with Signor Domenico Costanzo, and it comes from Italy. This is a Zoom interview that I did with Italian filmmaker Domenico Costanzo about his film I Married My Mother, which is also premiering at the Long Island Film Expo. This is a fabulous film festival and very well respected on Long Island. So keep watching, darlings. More interviews coming up. Right now, my interview with Domenico Costanzo. So let's take a look at my fascinating interview with Signor Domenico Costanzo. Buongiorno! I am here with filmmaker all the way from Italy. I'm here with filmmaker Domenico Costanzo. Buongiorno. Did I say the name correctly?
Ha detto che l'ha detto correttamente. Yes, you said it correctly.
Yes, yes.
Fabulous, fabulissimo, fabulissimo. My audience, you are showing your very, very sweet film. As Deborah Moskowitz told me about your film, she said, you must interview Domenico Costanzo. He made a very sweet movie called I Married My Mother.
L'ha visto?
Yes, and you are here with one of the actors from the film. Introduce yourself, darling.
No, I'm not the actor of that film, I Married My Mother. I'm the actor of another film that we made.
See.
But I'm here to translate Domenico, what you guys are saying and what he wants to say for the interview, because he doesn't speak very good English. So, you know, that's why I'm here.
What is your name, darling?
My name is Marco.
Marco Beccagli.
Marco Beccagli.
I love it. You know, I'm Italian too, you know. I'm American Italian, but my grandparents were born in Italy. They were from Sicily.
From Sicily?
Yeah, Siciliano. My grandmother was, on my mother's side, was from Messina, and my grandfather on my father's side, that family was from Palermo. So, and I went to Italy when I got married. Many years ago, I was married. My husband and I, we're still married. We went to Italy, all over Italy, except for where I'm originally from, and that's Sicily. But
well, so you gotta go again.
Aspetta. Enough of me. I want to ask you, tell my audience, is this your first film, Domenico?
È il tuo primo film?
No, è 30 anni.
No, it's not his first movie. It's already 30 years that he's making movies.
30 years?
Sì.
Wow. Well, you know, I always loved movies. I mean, and when I was a little girl, my father took me to the movies. I was no more than 3 or 4 years old, maybe. And I'm sitting in the movie theater with my father, and I said to my father, are those real people up there? And he said, yes, honey, they are actors. So I said, well, Daddy, when I grow up, I want to be an actor. I want to be a movie star. So he goes, all right, just watch the movie. But I love movies. And I mean, my favorite movie stars were like Sophia Loren and Gina Lollobrigida, who I did interview. I interviewed Gina Lollobrigida many years ago. So, but enough of that. I want to talk to you about what inspired you to become a filmmaker.
Cosa ti ha fatto diventare un filmmaker?
La voglia di esprimere e il desiderio di esprimere emozioni con le persone.
So he was his goal was he had a desire to express emotions and feelings through people. Okay,
I
through
see.
people on stage. I mean, his emotion and his feelings through people, through the actors.
Now you've been in the business for 30 years.
Nel giro per 30 anni.
Sì, io ho fatto anche dei film come sceneggiatore di successo in Italia.
He made some movies as a screenwriter. I mean, successful movies, you know.
Right.
Italia.
In Italy, comedies.
Comedy.
Comedies. How many movies did you make? How many movies in the 30 years that you've been doing this? How many films?
Allora, di cortometraggi una quarantina.
Short films, almost 40.
Wow, 40
Di
films.
film per il cinema 3 come regista,
Yeah, for the movie theater, as a director, he made 3.
che sono usciti in tutta Italia.
They were all over Italy. I mean, they came out in Italy. For
Come,
the Italy screens.
come sceneggiatore ne ho scritti 4 di grande successo.
As a screenwriter, he made 4, and they all 4 gained success, you know.
He received awards for them. Did he receive any awards for any of these films?
Hai ricevuto premi per questi film?
Sì, ho ricevuto diversi premi, però sempre in Italia.
See, he had some rewards, but you know, some prizes, and but it was only in Italy.
Premi
Right.
del pubblico più che altro.
Mostly from the audience.
Any well-known stars, actors that were in his films? I mean, like famous actors
C'era attori
the
famosi
American people would know who they are.
e gli americani sanno chi sono.
No, che gli americani, però in Italia c'è Leonardo Pieraccioni, che è un grande attore.
Okay, no, he worked with actors that are not known in the U.S.
I see.
But he worked with some Italian actors that are famous. Primarily is this Leonardo Pieraccioni, which is very famous in Italy.
I see. Now, Domenico, tell my audience what inspired you to make this sweet little film, I
Allora.
Married My Mother. What inspired you to make this movie?
Cosa ti ha ispirato a fare questo film Ho sposato mia madre?
Ecco, ok. La differenza tra questo film e gli altri film che ho fatto,
The difference between this film and the other films,
questo film parte, Ho sposato mia madre, parte dal cuore.
I married my mother, you know, he starts from his heart. And now he's going to explain why. Ora tu gli spieghi perché.
Perché è dedicato a mia madre
It is dedicated to his mother
e alla malattia che la portava via.
and to the sickness that took her away.
What was
Okay.
wrong? What was wrong? She ultimately died and passed on. What was wrong with his mother? What was wrong with your mother?
Che lascia aveva la madre?
Mia mamma ha avuto un ictus che gli ha portato una forte demenza senile,
Ok.
che è una simile all'Alzheimer, che è una derivazione.
She had a stroke, you know, and basically she wound up having Alzheimer.
That's an awful.
A differenza degli altri film che io invece li volevo fare per il pubblico.
Okay, the other films that he made were tailored for the audience. Okay,
Questo era il mio cuore.
this one was tailored for his heart, his own. It's his own thing, you know. It's like his baby.
Right. Well, I can understand that because the mother in the Italian family she is the matriarch, and she's a very special person. And sometimes I think even more so than the father, you know, because she's the one that holds the family together. You know, the mother, mama, she holds the family together. So I could understand why this would be a very sentimental movie to make. Now, why call it I Married My Mother? Why did you call it that?
Perché lo hai chiamato, gli ha dato questo nome?
Nome perché in questo film è la storia di un figlio che sposa la malattia della madre e tutte le sue problematiche.
Okay,
Sposare.
basically it's the son of this lady that got sick marries the sickness of his mother and all the problems that come along. All right? In these problems, you can put also the relationship between the families, you know, between the in-laws, you know, because it's very hard, you know. For example, I don't know, this boy, this son, you know, his wife or the sister, you know, and all the people that are coming in the house, you know, with this lady that is sick, you know.
Sposare vuol dire condividere per sempre.
You know, it's like married in this film means to share forever, to share something forever. So even the problems. I don't know if you...
I understand. Capisci, I capisci.
Perfect. Bene.
Yeah.
No, because, you know, my English sometimes may be a little rough, you know.
No, I understand perfectly what you're saying, perfectly. So tell us a little bit about the cast. Was it a challenge to find the character that played the mother? Who's the actress that played the mother?
Parlaci del cast, dice, è stato difficile metterli insieme, è stato difficile trovarli. Chi è che fa la madre?
È stato, allora, le persone che ho scelto erano persone che io conoscevo già da molto tempo.
People that he has worked with were actors that he knew from a long time.
E l'attrice protagonista io l'ho portata direttamente dove era mia madre.
The main female character was taken to the institution where his mother was. Okay.
Mi ha visto abbracciato a lei.
So she saw him hugging her.
E lei immediatamente ha capito l'importanza di quello.
And the actress immediately understood the importance of this movie, and she said, "Got it."
Anche l'attore protagonista.
And also the male character, the prime male character.
Era preoccupatissimo di questo ruolo.
He was worried about the part that he was supposed to play in this film.
Ma mi è bastato fargli vedere che io piangevo davanti a lui.
But you know, it was enough for Domenico to show himself crying in front of him, and this guy got touched.
Gli ho messo le mani sul mio cuore,
He put the actor's hand on his heart,
e gli ho detto
adesso, on Domenico's heart, so he could feel that it was beating faster. You know, his heart was beating faster. So this guy got touched by that.
E gli ho detto, indicando l'attrice, quella è mia madre.
And
I'm going to tell you, Deborah Moskowitz told me that this was such a sweet movie. She loved it. Deborah Moskowitz, the director of the Long Island Film Expo. She says, I want you to interview Domenico Costanzo. He made a very sweet movie.
Yeah,
she was very touched by your movie.
Molto toccata da quel film.
Perché lei è una donna molto sensibile, che ha una grande umanità dentro.
So, I mean, he said that you guys are very sensitive, you know, you're sensible, you get touched by that, and, you know, that's
Deborah is a Jewish girl, but also the mother's like the matriarch in the family, so I think she got it, you know what I mean? She got it. So she loved the movie.
I think there's certain feeling, now I'm talking for myself, I think there's certain feelings. Being a mother belongs to the entire world without any difference, you know, you're Jewish, Christian, Orthodox, whatever.
Right.
Mother is a mother.
Absolutely.
It will always be.
Gli posso dire l'idea delle emozioni?
He wants to tell you about this idea of emotions, what he thinks about emotions.
Perché raccontigli la cosa del video che gli ho fatto vedere di pugilato.
Okay, when he was on location to this, let's call it hospital, you know, institution, you know, where elderly people are put, there was this man, an elderly man, probably in his 90, he was probably 90 years old, that he was kind of absent, you know, and he has the nurse what was the occupation of this man. And she said, the nurse, that he was a professional boxer. So, he took out his phone, went on YouTube, and showed him a boxing match from the 40s, black and white. And this man, in the beginning, he was staring without, moving his eyes. But after a minute, he was crying. Tears were falling down his ear by staring at the video without, so he wasn't showing an emotion, but the tears, could prove that he could feel something,
Yeah.
That's what he did.
E anche mia madre, che la sorella, gli altri miei fratelli dicevano che ormai non provava più nulla perché parlava poco, mi toccava qui la mano e diceva la mia pelle.
The members of his family, brothers, sisters, were saying that, oh no, our mother doesn't understand anything, she's already lost, she's gone, she didn't. But Domenico, he took her hand,
lei toccava
put it on his hand, and she was, like rubbing the skin, saying, that's my skin.
Wow.
To his son.
Wow. Now,
So,
tell my audience, because we're running out of time now, but tell my audience how many actors are in the film. But tell us about the cast.
parlaci del cast.
Il cast sono circa 7-8 attori professionisti.
There's 8 professional actors.
E poi tutti gli altri sono quasi tutte persone che avevano la sintomatologia di Alzheimer, erano nell'RSA e molti sono morti purtroppo.
All the rest are people that they're sick, They had Alzheimer in a light or heavy form.
It's interesting about, I once interviewed a doctor about Alzheimer's, and because I interview everybody, I interview even scientists, but I interviewed a doctor. He was sort of like a scientist. I said to him, I understand with Alzheimer's disease that you lose your memory, but why do you die? What is the reason for people dying from Alzheimer's? And he said, because the disease destroys the brain. And when it destroys the brain, that's why people die. It's not just about memory loss, it's about actually destroying the brain. And you know who else I interviewed that had Alzheimer's? Well, she didn't have it, her mother had it. Princess Yasmin Aga Khan, who is the daughter of Rita Hayworth. You know Rita Hayworth, everybody knows
Rita
her.
Hayworth, lei l'ha intervistato.
Rita Hayworth. Rita Hayworth.
Era la figlia di Rita Hayworth.
Yeah, and her mother got it at 50 years old. Can you believe that?
Sua mamma l'ha presa a 50 anni.
She took her mother to a subspecialist in New York City, and they were in a hotel room, and she made that movie Gilda, Rita Hayworth. So she's looking in the mirror, and she sees her daughter walk in the room, and she says, now who are you? Imagine she didn't even know who her own mother was. I mean, her own daughter was Rita Hayworth. So it's very sad, very sad. Now, we're running out of time. I want to ask you, how long is this film? Is it a featured film or is it a short?
Che è lungo o corto? Lungo, no?
Questo film qui?
Is it a feature film?
Sì, è un feature.
It's a feature film. It's not a short.
Io voglio ringraziare...
Fabulous, even better. Now, tell my audience, when will it be shown at the Long Island Film Expo?
I'm going to say it again.
Tell my audience, when will the film be seen at the Long Island Film Expo? What day?
Allora, digli al suo pubblico quando il film sarà visto a Long Island, in che giorno?
Il film a Long Island... Io voglio ringraziare Debra, che è una donna veramente molto sensibile e dai messaggi mi ha mandato, io ho capito, una donna molto sensibile, è Long Island che è stato
She wants to thank everybody, from the Long Island film, the festival, Deborah, because you guys are very sensitive people because you chose this movie and
I can't wait to see it. I'm very excited.
My movie 4 October.
October the 4th.
October 4th.
5 October.
Do you know what time it's going to be seen October 4th?
Che ora, lo sai?
Alle ore dovrebbe essere verso fine mattinata, verso le 1. È l'ultimo film della mattinata.
Is the last film of the morning. So it should be around the end of the morning. I don't know.
1-2.
Let's say around 1 p.m. In New York time.
Però c'è un link dove c'è spiegato tutto.
But there is a link where everything is explained. There's all the schedule.
Now, Domenico, darling, tell my audience, where can we go to learn information about this film? Do you have a website?
Andare per leggere qualcosa del film, per prendere l'informazione. Quale website?
Sul mio sito.
He has his own website.
www.domenicocostanzo.it.
www. Hold on. C'è il punto dopo le tre. www.domenicocostanzo.it. Domenico, it's a D-O-M.
I know how to spell it.
Perfect.
Don't need to tell
Costanzo, do you know how? Costanzo. C-O-S-T-A-N-Z-O.
E poi su internet, se dici che ho sposato una madre, in caso sono tanti.
Bonus, bella.
And then if you Google it and you put I married my mother, that will come out again.
Fabulous. Domenico, thank you so much for this wonderful interview. Don't go away yet. I want to give you a big pink champagne kiss. And thank you for doing the interview.
Grazie.
We'll be back in a moment, darlings, with more celebrity interviews on Zoom coming up. Pink champagne kisses.
Thank you. Ciao.
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 Benvenuti a questo best in show di questa esposizione, alle premiazioni finali. Adesso entrano i cani, sfila per primo il bovaro del Barnese, razza di origine svizzera. Fate un bel applauso a sostegno dei vostri beniamini. Australian Shepherd. Cane corso italiano. Boxer fulvo.
Io sono Saverio e la donna accanto a me è mia madre. Siamo ad un concorso di bellezza per cani insieme alle mie belle figlie. Questa è Alice e vuole molto bene al suo telefonino. Lei invece è Giada, dolce come un pugno in un occhio. Questo è mio suocero Luciano, sempre molto impegnato. E Anna, mia moglie, che mi ripete spesso: quando si sceglie di vivere insieme per sempre, riferendosi però a Teo, il suo cane, visto che per lei solo chi ha avuto un cane può capire cosa significa essere amato.
Mi fa più male, io non so dove stiamo andando, non so dove mi stai portando. Nei tuoi occhi c'è l'urgenza di ogni cosa che appartiene a questa vita disperata e meravigliosa. Tu fai leggero questo tempo, tu fai più buono il mondo, e quasi abbaglia dopo il freddo e le gelate, il primo giorno dell'estate. C'è un gesto che perdiamo con l'infanzia, nostra madre che ci veste, accade solo allora. Tutti pensano a spogliare il proprio amore, ma nessuno a rivestirlo. Noi lo facciamo ancora. Io lancerò il tuo sguardo, i tuoi respiri in una sonda. nel cielo più profondo, per farli ritornare tra millenni a dare il senso dell'amore ad un nuovo mondo. Io non so dove stiamo andando, quale destino ci sta guidando, ma dei fiori adesso vedo le radici e della cattiveria la solitudine degli infelici. Tu fai leggero questo tempo, tu fai più buono il mondo. E com'è bello dopo tante nevicate, il primo giorno dell'estate, il primo giorno dell'estate. Il primo giorno dell'estate. Il primo giorno dell'estate.
Life goes on at the 23rd Annual Long Island International Film Expo, happening September 30th to October 8th, screening almost 200 independent films from around the world. Come to Samanya Mall in Westbury, Friday, October 2nd and Saturday, October 3rd for our weekend drive-in films, or watch virtually all week long on the device of your choice. Receive full schedule and ticketing info, plus details on our closing night party with Catherine Narducci and Maurice Dubois at longislandfilm.com. And remember, things may happen, but life goes on.
Well, I hope you enjoy my interview with Signor Domenico Costanzo about his very sweet film, I Married My Mother. I certainly did, and I cannot wait to see this wonderful film. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, darlings, and pink champagne kisses.
Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe. Some of you know Bridget Bardot. Well, now it's time for the Cognac show. I said Cognac, ooh, ooh. I said Cognac, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm a bubbly blonde, fabulously dressed to impress. One of a kind girl. I was brought into this world wrapped up in pearls. I love to mingle, though my husband reminds me I'm not single. I meet and greet both the famous and the elite. I ride in limousines, drinking the finest champagne, wearing furs, dazzling diamond jewelry. A girl can't complain. I live the upscale life, dining in the finest restaurants, eating the best caviar for free. And no matter how much I enjoy cognac, ooh, ooh. I said cognac, ooh, ooh, ooh. It's been a Crybaby Productions, darlings.